The app we chose to explore is Notability. It's advertised as a note-taking app for high school students, but there's actually a lot of universally designed features that can be useful in elementary school as well. In this video, we'll show you how it's laid out, some of its functions, and some practical uses for it in the classroom. When you begin a new note, it'll start with a screen like this. You'll notice that it automatically date stamps your note, so it's easier to find later. I'll go over the layout quickly, and then we'll explore a little further on later slides. So here's your export tool, which we'll show later, which can be linked to different cloud-based platforms. Here's your undo tool, your text tool for typing, pencil and marker, your highlighter tool, your eraser, your cut tool for copying and pasting, and your movement tool for when you want to zoom in and out. Here's your microphone where you can add voiceover or voice recordings on top of the note you're taking so you can listen later. And this is how you add media and change some of your settings, which we'll get into later. You'll notice this is being used with the default iPad keyboard. The app is also compatible with Grammarly keyboard or the read and write keyboard or Google Gboard, whichever the assistive keyboards that you prefer, Notability will support. The plus sign will allow you to add media, so you can add photos from your photo roll or do a live camera picture to insert. You can also insert GIFs and figures, so those are your shapes, circles, squares, etc. If you want to incorporate lines or create a Venn diagram or a mind map, you can use the figure tool. The web clip will allow you to add hyperlinks into your note, and then there's also a sticky note feature where you can add notes about your note, if you will. If you click the wrench in the top right corner, it'll allow you to choose different paper styles. So here you'll see your normal lined paper for note-taking. There's also grid paper, which can come in handy during math lessons. If you're designing a brochure or maybe just a poster, there's also some decorative backgrounds you can use as well. Notability will auto-save all of your work to the Notability app on the device you're using. However, if you want to back up your work or your project or whatever file it is that you made, you can actually sync your app with one of these cloud-based platforms. And for example, Google Drive, I have synced my Notability app with my Google Drive account. So everything that gets created, all of my notes are auto backed up into Google Drive, which is definitely a handy tool for students of all ages. On the Notability main page, you'll see something that looks like this. In the left-hand bar, you can create subjects which sort of simulate binders to organize your notes, and within the binder subjects, you can create dividers as well to separate by unit or strand. This slide will sort of give you a glimpse of how you would take notes in a practical setting. So this is grade 8 geography. This is a slide that maybe the teacher would have projected. You can take a picture of that slide or that note and immediately insert it into your note. Further, you can see I've utilized the line paper feature for this note. And if we go sort of from the top, here you can obviously just use your text tool to type or dictate notes. So I've just chosen a normal font, 12 size, and I've typed up some side notes here. In addition, I've used my highlighter feature to show the highlighting and what that looks like. You can handwrite as well, so if you're someone that has a stylus or an Apple pen, you can use the line paper to sort of guide your handwriting and scratch down notes as you need. Here is the sticky note feature, so I've just sort of put it underneath this slide saying that we need to know it for the test coming up perhaps. And over here is actually a hyperlink to the Queensland, Australia, Gold Coast Wikipedia article. So if I wanted to go back into my note and read about an example of cluster population distribution, I could also click my hyperlink and get immediately sent to that link in a browser that the app is linked with, whether it's Chrome or Safari. In addition to note-taking, it's also a very interesting tool for math because it sort of provides a blank canvas for the students. You'll see here the student inserted a picture of the problem into their note, and they created the corresponding array for multiplication underneath, and they showed their thinking by adding up the windows and highlighting their final answer at the bottom. In this slide, the grid paper feature is being utilized, and the student has again inserted a picture of the problem into their note and sort of showed their thinking above. In addition, you'll notice that split mode on the iPad is being utilized for the calculator function. Because Notability is a continuously updated app, it is compatible with the newer split mode technology featured on the newer iPads. We've created a mind map to sum up why we think Notability is a useful tool. First of all, it can be used in all grades and subjects. Beyond the note-taking of high school and university, you can definitely use its blank canvas in the elementary grades as well. It is compatible with assistive keyboards for students who are ELL learners or have a learning disability and require an assistive keyboard like Read and Write or Grammarly. They can be used with Notability. You can import a lot of different media types, pictures, PDFs, sticky notes, web links, in an effort to sort of consolidate all your digital learning into one file. The annotations feature allows you to make voice recordings that correspond with your notes. So if you're reviewing or studying them later, you can listen to those voice recordings along with those notes. You can link your Notability to a cloud platform of your choice. For example, Google Drive can be synced with your Notability app, and your work can be auto-saved or auto-linked to Google Drive to back it up. The app allows you to support the idea of the paperless student. So as we move further and further away from paper, Notability allows you a lot of different file types to be imported into the app, so you don't have to worry so much about paper. It prepares students for university and sort of the rapid-fire, real-time note-taking that's required there. High school students and even intermediate students get a feel for what that will be like, and they can use Notability for that. And finally, it's convenient to organize your files on Notability. The subject feature, breaking it up into subjects and dividing those subjects further on the main page allows you to keep all your notes organized. We hope you've enjoyed our crash course on Notability, and if you have any feedback or any real experience in the classroom with it, please share on the discussion board. Thanks a lot.